Welcome to Marks and Remarks, the only podcast where Mark is not a four-letter word. This is episode number 3, guys. Huge episode for us. We had episode 1, Slam Heard Around the World. We had episode numero dos, which was the gold dust gimmick. And then we had, maybe we might have shit the bed a little bit. We had episode 2.5, which is the best factions of all time. That's going to be something that we might dig out of the cellar at some point in time. But tonight, we have episode number 3, which is the greatest wrestlers to never win a world championship. And we want to designate those wrestlers as WWE, WWF, or WCW champions. We're not counting like AWA necessarily, but we are welcome to comments in the comment section. I've got my 2 cohorts with me as usual tonight. I've got Shane bringing some knowledge, and we've got Jared, our what if guy, of course. So we've got a lot of what ifs here tonight. Just to backtrack on episode 1, episode 2, actually, with the gold dust gimmick, did score higher on our March chart. It was kind of close. It was 3.7 for the Hogan Slam Heard Around the World and 4.17 with the gold dust gimmick.
Crazy.
So
Crazy.
Kind of a crazy situation.
Yeah, one moment versus a 15, 20 plus year career.
True.
It makes sense to me that it scored higher, regardless. Personal
Will
opinion,
Gold
the gimmick
Dust
aside.
or Dustin Rhodes make our list tonight?
That's a good tease.
Ooh.
Shane, always bringing the hot knowledge in with no background or homework involved. So,
nonetheless, 5 minutes before we start recording, I got a little knowledge.
yeah, if by homework you mean coming in, cracking a beer, and just shoot the shit with us, he does tons of homework. So,
Spoiler alerts for Shane every time. Why'd you tell me that? Well,
Yeah, exactly.
Whoopsie.
Don't tell me anything.
not my fault we're up to date and you aren't.
so we're gonna try to kind of we're gonna go in a format that's we're gonna toss out our top 5, kind of whittle it down. We'll go around the horn. Just 5 for me, 5 back over to Shane and over to Jared. Then we'll drop down to 4, and then at the end we'll kind of have a battle royale tournament style, gauntlet style tournament. So,
Sure.
which one of you guys want to start it off?
Go ahead, Shane.
Shane, go ahead. Started us off with your 5 spot.
I'll do one right now. It was a surprise for me when I did mention this name earlier today, Shinsuke Nakamura, and I say that because yes, he won the NXT title, but we have declared this is WCW and the WWE.
Yeah.
He was brought in. He big name, big push from the start.
Yeah, absolutely.
And somehow fizzled. I'm a huge fan. I will say that. Huge fan of Shinsuke. Love to watch him work. Love his style. Love his ring entrance. It's so different, so unique. Mm-hmm. His work style, they call it strong style. Doesn't matter to me. Love Shinsuke. That's my number 5.
Number 5, what a great spot. I would also agree. I personally, Jared, with you with Shinsuke, any top, like anything that you jump in on Shinsuke?
My thing with Shinsuke is this. He's missing one obvious glaring element.
A championship belt.
No. The reason he's missing that is promo skills.
Okay.
He can't relate to an English audience.
Correct.
Now, I like what they're doing with EO, and they did it with Asuka, and they're cutting their promos in Japanese and then transcribing them on screen. Could that bridge the gap for him? Maybe. But
Well,
that's my take on that.
later on, they started doing that. And that's when Shinsuke got real good.
Yeah.
The dark Shinsuke with the
Yeah,
Japanese.
the samurai style.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, that was over the.
In my opinion, they missed the boat. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I do
okay.
too,
So
I
my 5 is Shinsuke.
Okay,
Jared,
number 5 for you, buddy.
All right. My number 5 is money.
Yeah.
$1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Could wrestle, could certainly talk,
So good.
arguably could headline most events. Obviously consider the roster at that time, but when you put him up there as in terms of villains and heels,
yeah.
Arguably one of the greatest in wrestling history.
Yeah.
So give him the title and let the baby chase him. I mean, the story writes itself. That's my number 5.
I love that number 5 pick for myself, just kind of feeding off what you guys both commented with Shinsuke. I kind of, for myself, with the $1 Million Man, I think it's so fascinating. The older I got, I kind of wondered in my childhood, why didn't this guy ever get a chance to win a championship? As I got older, we learned that McMahon was actually feeding him money, like Ted money, to play the role of the $1 Million Man out and about. So like we talked about Taker in other episodes where they didn't have to put the belt on Taker because he was such a draw. Well, Ted lived the gimmick of the $1 Million Man. He's like, well, why would I want to like be a champion? I mean, there's been a few
getting what he wants in a way.
Yeah, there's been interviews where DiBiase admits as much. He's like, why would I never fought my way up to the top because I didn't have to. I was already there. I was getting the money, I was getting the perks, and yada yada yada.
Oh,
so
that's what you would say.
Yeah. Well,
but let's say this. I have not looked this up.
Sure.
But did he not pay Andre to win the title and give it to him?
Yeah.
Okay. Paying for the title and winning it, I would argue, are two very different
We just
things.
said best wrestler to never hold a heavyweight title.
Actually, according to the graphic that's on my screen here,
He's on the
greatest to never win a world title.
In post production, can we throw you just made the list, Jericho?
I'm just saying, he held it for 23 seconds until they're like, no, you can't do that. I don't remember the whole storyline. I remember Andre, I remember doing, I don't know, Tony, I don't fucking
Yeah, he
could have been growing
I think it was Tony.
Yeah,
I really do. I think it was Tony.
He came out like, we can't do this.
Yep, it was Tony.
I loved it. That was a great angle. And I agree with you. Ted DiBiase, sorry for the pun, he was money.
He was money.
He was.
He was so good.
I mean, you as a fan, when the kid kicking the basketball, I'll pay you whatever amount, and he kicks it before he gets to the count.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yes. Saturday night main event.
Yeah.
What a dick. I don't like this guy, but I'm tuning in every time he's on.
He might have
been
been
a tuxedo that ripped apart. Come on.
He's one of the guys that, and we'll get later on for sure. He'll be on my list. But you're right. DiBiase was one of those guys that was just like natural heat. He didn't have to say anything. He just could kick the ball away from a kid that was trying to dribble for $500 or whatever, and didn't say a damn thing. But it was relatable. He brought heat on because the common man like hated him, and that's exactly what you need to do.
Dusty Rhodes had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's
Sorry.
true, baby. I'm gonna hit my number 5. My number 5 is Owen Hart. You know,
he's your 5.
He's my 5.
He's your 5.
He's my 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Number 5 is Owen. To me, I think that his match with Brett was one of the best matches of maybe even Brett's career, really. It was such a good match.
Talk about a hot take.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of Brett's better matches, I think. And even, Brett, I don't know if the sentimental value plays into factor with it being his brother, but a lot of guys will step. I'll tell you this much. Chris Jericho has openly said that Owen might be his favorite wrestler of all time. So
a lot of people said that.
Yeah, that's nothing new. I mean, the stories of him backstage, the pranks he would pull, I mean, to say they're legendary would be an understatement.
Right. I think if he wouldn't, I think if Brett doesn't leave on the terms he leaves on, I don't know that maybe he doesn't get a shot at some point in time. I'm not 100% sure. For me, skill set, work rate, like you've talked about, Shane. I personally, Owen Hart, I think that he's great. He almost broke my top 3 to me is so hard to break through. That just being at 5, and 5 and 4 can be interchangeable, but 5 is Owen for me.
Okay, then I'll tell you this. I'm going to take it. And I don't know their list.
Sure.
But I'm going to take it that he's much higher on Jared's list.
Owen?
Yeah. I'm just going to...
I wouldn't fault him for it either.
Leave it from there.
I wouldn't fault him for it.
But I will tell you this.
Right.
Did not make my list.
And
I'm going to tell you why. Not that I didn't think about it.
I need to add like a hot take button to this. Wow.
Next week, Jared's coming with
every time I create something to make a new setup, this guy throws something at me that I just go,
Scorpion.
In my opinion, he was building to be there, but unfortunately, we lost him too early.
Sure.
I don't think at the time he was there, he would have been a good champion. I think he was building there.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I think there was too many top guys above him at the time, But
it's like we've said, and it's not and by far not a term that I've coined, but I mean, it's a term that I like to use is you've got a bottleneck situation when you've got all this talent pool on the bottom of the bottle, and then it starts to, you can only get so much talent through the top of that bottle.
Exactly.
And
But
so
he
it's
was working,
congested.
he was crawling, he was fighting, he was scratching.
Yeah.
Entertaining as all can be. I'm not take the back room ribs and locker room ribs out of the hotel room. Take that out of the equation.
Just from curtain to curtain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talented,
Yeah.
skillful.
Okay, let me ask you this. Because you talk about he was working his way there. Let's say the unfortunate incident never happens and he makes it there.
Mm-hmm.
Does that then open the door for guys like Daniel Bryan to get that opportunity sooner? Here's my what if.
That's a good point.
Here's an early what if.
Yeah, we like it.
Because Owen and Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, whatever, fit a similar mold of the smaller guy that could wrestle anyone.
Yeah.
Technically proficient is an understatement.
Could add Benoit on that. Smaller guy can work anyone.
Yeah.
He made it.
He didn't have the promo skills.
But he made it.
He did.
And he was also ripped like a, he's kind of what he's
I
like.
I promise you, that's not going to be the first time that his name gets brought up tonight.
Oh, but I mean, but he was a champion.
Yeah. I was gonna say he won.
He won a championship.
Don't worry about it. We'll get there, baby. We'll get there, baby.
But,
all right,
Jared, I've got it on screen. Reminder of the title of the show.
Jared's poking fun at hot takes. Shane's gonna bring out a wrestler that's already won the title and put it on his list. He's not my champion, damn. No, I would say this. I'll throw one before we move on to the next. I like a what if. I do want to hear both your guys' what if. If he is pushed to the Mecca, do you push him as a baby or a heel? And I want both your guys' opinion. I'm just interested. I think this is an interesting kind of
Owen?
For Owen, heel or baby
heel?
Face?
Heel, 100%.
Okay, both.
Yeah.
Enough. It's time for a change.
Yeah,
as we used to say it in Southern Minnesota, enough is enough, and it's clock for a change. Because they always had the clock there instead of time, so we always said enough is enough, and it's clock for a change.
Very nice.
You know that Albert Lee pencil. You know what I'm talking about.
Wow.
All right.
So we've got.
What did I know?
We've gone around. We've got now we're to 4. Are we to 4?
We are to 4.
We're to 4.
You're gonna
Jared goes.
Everybody's
Everybody's gonna go differently.
Show
All right.
number 4.
Arguably wrestling's greatest psychologist. Not you.
No, I know.
You're not on camera right now.
And I know, but I know who you're gonna say.
Revolutionized, I would say, the promo game as we know it. He does know it. He's not on camera right now, but I will verify that he did make a gesture, and arguably one move became legendary because of this man. And I, of course, am speaking about Jake the Snake Roberts.
The 3 most deadly moves in sports center. Oh, it's not somebody else's shit. Let me tell you something. This is gonna surprise y'all.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Jake Roberts mark.
I love
was
him.
when I was a kid.
I love him.
Didn't make my list. I don't know why.
What is
Just
Are you feeling okay?
When you see my list, you'll understand.
No, I don't know if I will.
Well, if you don't, you
my
don't.
gosh.
But does Jake Roberts belong in the top 5? Probably, if I can squeeze him in there somewhere. Because you were right. No one has ever made me so excited and scared shitless at a promo than Jake Roberts does. The way he talked, that demeanor, the words that he used, unbelievable.
And look at some of the rivalries he had. Not only was he able to elevate his game, but look at what he did with Stone Cold. Would he have been as big without that promo, or not the promo, but the story with Jake?
Right.
Look at what happened with Taker. Look at what happened with Macho Man. I mean, there's all of these guys. Rick Rude. There are all these guys that elevated just by working with Jake. And obviously,
Jake did his job, right?
Jake did his job. Jake did his job. You know, and as we get farther into this list, I'm noticing a little bit of a theme here, and you've already kind of referenced it indirectly. Once we get all the way done, I'm going to see if you understand the tie-in.
Okay.
So I'd be interested.
Jake was phenomenal, right? Why didn't he win the title? political, backstage stuff. Who knows, right?
Is that another Shane, and then also Jared with you guys? Is that another situation to where we have a bottleneck situation though too? In that like golden era, you've got Hogan, who no one could really
Touch.
and talk about politics. So
Yeah.
you couldn't touch him. And then when he did, I had heard interviews, and Jared, you probably maybe have seen this, possibly Shane, where they were supposed to be some business done between Warrior and Jake, and Warrior wasn't ready to do business with Jake for whatever reason.
Fuck Warrior.
So yeah, fuck Warrior.
Talk about politics.
Yeah.
Fuck Warrior.
So
sorry, I know he's dead, and I respect what he's done in the WWE. You know, and he was a big deal when I was younger. Everybody loved him. I get all that, but the older you learn about the stuff he did backstage,
holding the company, holding the company ransom.
Come on, man. This fucking business is about entertaining people, and doing it at your highest level that you possibly do it at, and you don't put yourself first.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah. So you've got those type of, focusing on Jake then, to me, and maybe both of you guys can talk about this more, maybe Shane too, with you being in-ring talent, but as a kid, yeah, he scared the hell out of me. Jake scared the hell out of me, but he also, I got some really big pops from my couch as a kid. What I've always was impressed with Jake was whether heel or face, you really had that slow Jake. He didn't change himself.
Did not.
How hard, and he didn't change himself in the ring. He was very methodical like a snake. Mm-hmm. And how hard is it to slow yourself down when you've got tens of thousands of people cheering for you or booing you, to just go, this is my niche. Yep. This is my niche. This is my gimmick. I can't speed myself up. I have to be slow. And how much credit does he deserve for that?
Tons of credit. How many kids today can learn that right there? Slow down, do you, doesn't matter baby, doesn't matter heel. Just go out there and do what you do. Right. The fact that you hit, that he moved in the ring like a snake, that was his gimmick, right?
Right.
If the gimmick's a gorilla, you're going to move the ring like this, whatever. But
and ironically enough, this last weekend, we made reference to Jake.
Yeah.
Our canvas now has a name.
No, yeah.
We're dumping out the canvas, getting ready for the show, and he goes, "Hey, what's this remind you of?" So
my thing about Jake too is, I don't know if he was an inventor of this, but he's the first guy I can remember of hitting the short arm clothesline. You knew what was next. The setup move.
Yeah.
He ring, boom, short arm clothesline. You're like, oh crap, it's DDT.
Yeah.
You just knew it, right?
Right.
The setup move. Again, leave comments if somebody else did it before me, but in my memory, he's the first guy that really used the big setup. We know Hogan used the big boot to go to the leg drop. Right. But when Hogan hit the boot, you're like, yeah, here comes that leg drop. At least I did.
Yeah.
But when Jake hit the short arm clothesline, it was like, oh, we're going to see something.
Here we go. We know head's about to hit the mat.
Yep.
Jared, you've seen the kids in the academy. You open the doors for them a lot. Speaking maybe every night.
Most nights.
Nights.
Yeah, sure.
So you've seen the training that goes in. So like, speaking of speed, how impressive, since you've had your hands on the training aspect, is it to watch guys like Jake control a match that's not speed related, and it slows things down? And is that a hard translation to try to help up and coming kids to go, hey, let's try to slow ourselves down when we're trying to do a spot or build up to a spot?
So I guess I'll answer that with a phrase that I kind of coined very early on in the academy. And it was a message I was trying to get across to the students, and it just kind of became my own little mantra, so to speak.
Sure.
You've probably seen me wear the shirt. I think I wore it on one of the episodes. And it says, "The moves matter," in big print.
Yeah.
But then in small print, it fills in the gaps that says, "The moments between the moves matter more."
Man, Jake was great at that.
Jake is the epitome of the moments between the moves matter more.
Yeah.
And it made his moves matter that much more.
Sure.
So to see any one of the academy kids take that moment to slow down and not only let their opponent but let themselves and obviously let the audience process what they're doing, and not just what they're doing, but
Right.
why they're doing it, is so fun to see.
Yeah.
You know, we had a couple of ours that were on a show for a different promotion, 4th of July weekend, and watching back the footage, there's little glimpses of, they're getting it. Okay, now we got to just tweak it. Now we got to fine tune it.
Yep.
And we got to point it out when they did it, so that way the next time they're in that situation, they accentuate it that much more.
Yeah. And it's so crazy to go back and look at these matches and be able to look at a guy that, excuse me, that was relevant 30, 40 years ago and doing minimalistic stuff. The less is more.
Less is more.
And he was like so key at that. I think the reason I've drugged this out a little bit, because we're still at number 4.
Oh yeah.
And my number 4 is Jake.
Okay.
So there's no need for us to kind of still keep going around on 4. So I kind of wanted you guys to hit on some of this stuff. Yep. So this is number 4 for me. So I'm going to jump right in. We're going around the horn. My number 3. So I'm gonna be at 3 now.
Should I go with number 4?
Or did you have your 4 yet?
No, you didn't do your 4 yet.
Oh gosh.
All right, well, here.
I thought you did. Now go.
The
No,
camera is all yours, sir.
Sure. You take the. I jumped the gun on that. You take 4.
My whole thing about number 4 is his moniker. How can you give this guy his moniker and not make him world champion? How do you call somebody Mr. Perfect if he doesn't win a championship?
Woo! Okay, now this is where we got to turn to the crowd. This is where we got to turn to the audience.
Our criteria was WWE.
It was.
WCW.
Yep.
Now there is an asterisk for those that aren't aware. If you go back and look at the AWA, he did win their world title. But yes, according to the criteria we set forth, no WWF, WWE, WCW.
And he is noted as probably one of the best technical wrestlers too.
Yeah.
You know, if we were doing technical wrestling
Yep.
top 5, he would most likely be in all of ours. It'd be arguably hard to keep him out.
Yep.
Right. But everything he used to do, his vignettes were perfect. You know, the basketball, the shooting guards, the shooting pool.
Yeah.
And you're just like, who is this guy?
Yep.
Wearing a wrestling singlet, like Jared just spits his gum out and hits it.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, everyone in this room, if not everyone listening, has tried to do that once in their life because Perfect did it. And you know how hard that is to do, let alone to do it 100% of the time.
Every time I got done, whether it's open gym, playing basketball, before a basketball practice, before a basketball game, I would chew gum, and I would find a spot intentionally, whether go back in the locker room, in the bathroom, and I would spit my gum out every single freaking time, and it was because of Mr. Perfect.
Did you hit it every time?
I don't think I probably did.
Yeah.
Say I did. I
would hit it at least once.
I hit it probably 80% of the time.
Yeah, that's
it wasn't a hard
basketball. That's a good percentage.
Yeah, that's a big percentage. And anything.
But anyway, that's my number 4. Looking back at his career, I just can't believe that especially his WWE career. Now the WCW career was the latter part of his career, and you're not going to put a title on him. But when you're walking around Bobby Heenan calling yourself Mr. Perfect, why are you not holding that strap? Does he need it? Probably not. That's the argument. Most people are going to say he didn't need it.
Right.
It's not a need at that point. That is something that he deserved.
Jared, do you think that any element of Perfect not being a face, a baby, had any element of not? Because he was really not. I'm not saying he's one-dimensional in the sense that he couldn't. We didn't see it in the WWF or WWE, however you want to look at it. He was never given the opportunity to be that baby. But did that have anything to do with maybe not? Because as far as I know, I don't think that I had ever heard any. I know he liked to party, but I never heard anything in the WWE where that got in the way of work or performance or reliability. So why wasn't the strap ever put on him? Was it because he was a heel, or?
No, I don't think the heel face really mattered all that much. I know obviously there was a little bit of an injury bug for him for a little bit. Obviously the injury that ultimately ended his career. Shane talked about when he was with Bobby, but then he transitioned right into being
ring announcer.
An industry term known as a heater.
Oh, sure.
For Ric Flair, and that led into a program that I thought would ultimately get him the title against Flair And obviously that never came to fruition because Flair went back to WCW.
Yep.
And so on and so forth. So I think there were some opportunities there where had everything played out probably the way it was originally planned, would he have gotten there? Yes. I again, it's one of those what ifs of
Right.
if Ric Flair stayed and didn't go back to WCW and that entire story gets to play out. You know, you had the whole deal on, it wasn't Saturday Night's Main Event, it was the talk show program where it was him and it was Flair and Razor.
Tuesday
and
Night Titans?
Yeah, there you go.
There you
Tuesday
go.
Night Titans. And then there was
Happens to be TNT.
there was somebody that needed a partner. I think was it Savage?
No,
It was Savage, I think, needed a partner and ended up picking Perfect, and then everything kind of fizzled out during/after that. And I think had that continued to progress the way it was looking like it would have gone. So
my thing is with Kurt Hennig is I'm gonna stick with it. Didn't need it because he was over already, had everything. Deserved it though. You put that much time and effort into your career, you deserve it, in my opinion. Okay, go ahead.
I think that's with me going back to 3. The funny thing is, my 3 is also Mr. Perfect. So we knocked out Jake in the kind of the round, and now we've knocked out Perfect, which I'm fine with. So if we're going my 3 with Perfect, we're gonna go around back, starting off with.
All right, I still haven't done my 3.
Yeah, it'll go 3 and then 3.
Yeah, did you do your 3?
Nope, we're gonna do it right now.
Oh,
yep,
go ahead.
Yep, we go around clockwise around the horn over to Shane for number 3.
Number 3 to me is somebody I thought about, and it's someone that I really enjoyed to watch work because he was so methodical in the ring. Go back and watch his stuff, guys. I'm just Dean Malenko.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
This is where I'm gonna bring up Benoit. What? This is why I'm bringing up Benoit again. Like Benoit, they could put the strap on Benoit. They could have done Malenko. That guy was damn near a perfection in that ring.
Man,
you watch a lot of Dean Malenko matches. Go watch them. Send me a copy of what mistake that he made. The guy was damn near flawless.
Yeah.
And I thought for sure he would win a title someday somewhere. Tag titles, yes. Remember we talked about this pre-show.
Yep.
He's got tag titles. That's okay. He
Cruiserweight, obviously.
Captured. He can work anybody.
Yeah.
I think the interesting thing with Malenko that I'm seeing now to like bring it into like modern wrestlers, I see a lot of like, and maybe not exactly, but similar traits in like Chad Gable that I would see in Malenko. And as far as the technical, not getting the opportunity, but if given the chance, I think both can take the ball and run with it pretty well.
We do this podcast 15 years from now. That might be a name that should be on the list.
Yeah, Chad Gable, and right now he should. With the way, the funny thing is, sometimes with wrestling, it's not just the politics; it's opportunity and timing.
Timing, yeah. See,
timing and spacing. Where have I heard that before, Shane?
Well, you've got
timing and spacing.
You've got coming off of the AAA, American El Grande Americano match, which might be the match of the year. A lot of people are saying.
A lot of people say it.
I mean, it's a lot of people. A lot of people.
Everybody says it.
Everybody.
Sports Illustrated says it.
When Sports Illustrated is giving you that, it's probably true. Who knows?
Shout out to Iowa resident. You know who you are, Becky Lynch.
So I think that correlation is good with Malenko and stuff, and maybe Chad Gable from what do you think of Dean Malenko in that, especially in the top 3? It's kind of it's a high ranking, but I think it's probably deserved as far as the skill set goes in the ring.
Okay. I can see the validation for Malenko. I can. And maybe it goes back to what I was kind of saying earlier with if Owen would have hit his stride and reached that level, would that have opened the doors for somebody like Malenko? So I can see that. I'm a huge fan of the Four Horsemen. Any iteration. I'm a diehard Bears fan. Rest in peace, Mongo. Shared a few beers with that man. It was a good time. Good fun time. Again, Malenko's one of those ones. For me, he doesn't crack the top 5, maybe top 10. It's marginal. He'd be an honorable mention for me, at least for a top 10. But again, he's missing the promo skills. Now, are there ways around that?
I don't know.
There are, you can put him with the right mouthpiece, but
go watch a Malenko interview. The guy was not as methodical as Jake Roberts, but he was heading that way.
I think with guys I think sometimes that's a booking mistake and not a wrestler mistake. And what I mean is sometimes if you can take a guy that's maybe a little bit more monotone with like a Malenko or a Jake, and you pair them up with someone that's a little bit more flamboyant or outspoken, I think that's where the magic happens. I think you're at
sometimes, but I could not imagine Dean Malenko being with somebody like Jimmy Hart.
No. I mean, I don't mean pair up as in. I mean, when you book
as
them
an opponent.
As an opponent.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
So it's not Malenko's job to carry the promotional side of things. It's his job to show up and work.
And boy did.
Right. And I think that's where they missed the ball on like guys like Chad Gable is you're not going to have, and honestly, sometimes even guys like LA Knight that have the mic skills, I don't think that LA Knight technique-wise or work-wise can hold Dean Malenko's jockstrap.
Not a chance.
So
he's another John Cena. Guy can talk really good, but can't work.
Yeah.
You talk about flawless matches with Dean Malenko, go watch some LA Knight matches. The guy misses spots on a nightly basis. And you're talking to a big guy who loves LA Knight. When he's on, I watch. That guy's money, but that's not the episode tonight. But no, my thing is, I think Dean Malenko is a reason they make a cruiserweight title or a U.S. title because they want he deserves something, right?
Right.
And I just think that if he would have gotten the heavyweight strap, he would have made it mean something that some of the bigger guys couldn't make it mean. That's where I stand with Dean Malenko.
Okay.
You got Trace?
He's got.
I do.
Number three for
my number 3 is, I would say, arguably a no-brainer. I can already answer the question as to why he didn't. He arguably changed the wrestling industry not once but twice. Was one of the WWF's biggest stars and helped launch the NWO. Scott Hall. Nothing more needs to be said, whether that's Razor Ramon or whether that is as Scott Hall. You want to talk technically proficient in the ring, could have a match with anyone, could put anyone over and make anybody look like $1 million.
And himself at the same time.
And himself at the same time, exactly.
Can't argue.
You build a program around him and anyone, and it will draw.
And you guys, I'd be interested to have you guys comment on this. Is one of my most underrated matches that I don't think gets enough credit is the first ever ladder match.
Phenomenal.
On paper, if you would tell me that you were going to put a guy in that size in a ladder match, I'd go by today's standards. If you have like a Drew McIntyre or something that's like the size of a Scott Hall, and you go, we're going to throw him in a ladder match, I'd go, that's not the type of guy you want. But god dang, did we sell it?
No, because I'm going to disagree with you on the size in a ladder match thing.
Yeah,
like especially the way they're doing in a one-on-one ladder match, maybe. But even still, you put them. Let's use Damian Priest, arguably kind of a similar stature, similar build.
Yeah,
you can put him in a match against Penta, let's say.
Yeah,
a one-on-one ladder match. And the dynamic that creates between a high flyer and a guy that can do more quote unquote power-based ladder moves.
I don't know that but with Damian Priest, I don't think we saw how limber Scott was until that ladder match. To me, Razor always struck me as this stiff bully.
Yeah.
Until that ladder match, and I went, holy shit, this guy he's versatile.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. I mean,
okay.
Hindsight's 2020, and you can go back and go, oh yeah, no, that was obviously Scott being Scott. He's so versatile and stuff. But the balls it had to take to book that match initially, I have always God, that was crazy.
I think it goes down to Scott Hall being
in the clique
selfless. selfless.
Yeah.
He
Oh yeah.
want Kev to have the title, Sean to have the title. He want Hogan to have the title. He could have easily in NWO won that, right?
Yeah.
But I think Scott Hall was one of those guys that was like,
That's
is it cool? Yeah, but I'm already on top.
How-
I'm on top without it. And I don't know if this is a factor. Now I'm just kind of going by my own feeling of being in the business and guys that are getting over like crazy and they're like, well, what does a strap mean for me? You know, usually you put a strap on a guy that helps elevate your company or helps elevate them.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing both. And Scott Hall, not that I'm disagreeing with you at all. It's just I don't think that Scott really cared, and I could be wrong.
No, that's a good Shane. That's a good point. The fact that I thought about this today when I was going to bring up Scott. I'm not going to spoil where he's at on my list, but obviously it's a no-brainer, like Jared said. Is how ironic is it this guy leaves the biggest promotion in the world to go to the second biggest promotion in the world to get guaranteed money to work half the dates, and he goes to his buddy and says, "Look, come over here and get a piece of the pie with me." I don't know if I can count on my hand how many guys would do that. And you're in the industry, and Jared, you've been around guys. It's a dog eat dog. Just a little bit that I've seen with you guys.
Yeah.
It's a dog eat dog world. You've got a lot of people that are in business for themselves. How ironic is it that this guy goes over and he could have elevated himself and he chose not to bring other people over?
So let me kind of piggyback on that. And you know, Shane talks about how selfless he was. You know, go back to when the NWO was red hot. Who was one of the guys that they put over? One of the first guys they put over, Diamond Dallas Page. And whose call was that?
Yep.
That was Scott's call. Hit me with the cutter, and Diamond went from here to here.
Yeah. That was because of his old relationship.
It was. Obviously, there was the Diamond Stud bit and all of that.
It was that love and respect and admiration for his fellow worker.
Exactly.
And that's kind of the point I'm making, and you just brought it up to a higher level. It's just, he didn't care. I could be like, it could be wrong.
Do you think that hurt him to not get the strap? Is that he wasn't into politics as much? Like,
well, I'm not saying he wasn't in politics.
I'm not saying he was definitely in the politics. What I'm saying is,
make no joke, he was in the politics.
When I mean not in the politics, I mean not politicking for himself.
Right.
He's in the politics. We all know the clique. I don't think he was politicking for himself as much as he was to push his boys.
Yes, I think that he was more interested in pushing Dow. I think he was more interested in pushing Kev. And I don't know if he was interested in Hogan or he was just like, let's just do this, right? This is everything that I've seen or hear. I kind of watch when you're watching wrestling. It's like he had everything. Yeah. It is no secret that Scott Hall is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Yeah,
I absolutely love him. I go back to this and watch Scott Hall promos. I just
go back to when he had the Tom Selleck stash.
No, that era of Scott Hall I can do without.
No, but I'm okay. The look, maybe not so much, but the in-ring skill was still there,
100%.
And that's why when you're sitting here and talking about it, Chef, and sitting there saying, you know, you didn't realize how limber he was. But if you go back to matches back then,
sure, watch him in AWA.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
If you can recognize him, because I mean he's huge.
He is.
When he was in the WCW, I would have been 5-6 years old.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever the case may be. By the time he was in the WWE, I was 10, 11.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm
even prior to that though. You have to go back, like I said, AWA days. You have to go back to AWA to see Scott Hall as you could see him starting to form that wrestling ability that he became famous for.
One quick what if before we go to the next one.
Yes.
If Scott Hall, what if he doesn't have the chemical demons that he has? Real quick, where does he rank on your wrestlers all time? Just give me a quick number 1 through 5. Is he in your top 5? That's the easier question. Is Scott Hall in your top 5 of all time? If he's not,
that's a personal nerve for me because if it's mine, who do I love to mark out to? Scott Hall would be in the top 5. Where he'd be would be whoo.
Yeah. But Jared, do you think he'd be in your top 5 if he's not on the sauce? Doesn't have the chemical?
I still think he is, even though he was.
Oh, then that's fair. That's fair.
Oh. Okay, first of all, I'm the one that asks the what ifs. Hold on a minute.
That's what I'm doing.
Still my gimmick.
That's what I'm dropping it to you. I'm dropping the what if to you.
Do I think he makes my top 5? No, only because of the talent pool to choose from.
Sure, that's
That's a
fair.
lot.
Would he make my top 10? That's a reasonable question.
Top 10 then?
He's
He's easily a top 5 to top 10 though.
Easily for me.
Easily,
Yeah.
easily.
Influential on me to watch wrestling and to stay with it. Yeah.
So we're at 3.
Yep.
Did you give your 3?
I did.
You did give your 3.
That was Dean Malenko.
So we're at 2 then, right?
So I might as well go then.
Is that right?
Yeah. Dean Malenko was my 3.
Okay.
My 2 is Scott Hall.
Is who?
Scott Hall.
Scott Hall?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why this went first. We've already touched base on it. So you guys can go on your 2s.
Jared, go ahead. Who's your 2?
My number 2 has already been mentioned. Without obviously over dramatizing his career. Obviously one of the greatest technical wrestlers ever. Countless classic matches. You start talking about 5-star, 6-star, etc. matches. Owen Hart.
There you go.
So already been mentioned.
Yeah, remember? I told you earlier in the podcast.
So number 2.
Owen Hart's on his list because the reaction you gave him.
Number 2.
And here we go.
Okay, so you're 2.
My 2 is Scott Hall.
Okay.
So
everyone has to have the same number 1.
Ooh, maybe.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, if you don't have this guy as your number 1, you are wrong.
I
will fight this on the top of the hill.
We've got a ring out. We've got a ring.
This ought to be interesting.
We've got a ring 30 feet away. So go ahead, Shane. You're number 1.
Without a doubt, one of the biggest names in all of wrestling to have never won a world title. Roddy Piper.
Now, what's going to be interesting is I want to see. Let's just see.
Yep.
Let's build we're not going to discuss.
Nope.
Roddy, you're number 1.
Tune up the bagpipe, sir. We are 2 for 2. Roddy Piper.
It comes down to Chef. This is
It does.
going to be wrong.
Hold on. And I'm just gonna. Okay, gentlemen, will you attest, please, that my thumb is hovering over a button?
The mute button, right?
No, it's not the mute button.
It should be because you should mute it, and we'll just dub in Roddy Piper.
Okay, I mean, I'll do it in post if necessary.
Okay.
But behind the scenes, did a little production work. May have a graphic standing by.
Yeah.
If Chef doesn't screw this
I
up.
will tell you this. The interesting thing about this podcast has been so far that we have eclectic tastes in wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all of it's very close.
Sure.
And we disagree, and that's what makes this fun. But not tonight. My number 1 wrestler of all time to never hold the title is Roddy Piper. I will say,
Show's over. Thanks, guys. We all matched.
this guy could have gone to the moon over Hulkamania, I think, if given the opportunity. He did suffer from the bottleneck of you're just not going to get past Hulkamania, brother.
Tell me who was bigger that never won a title. Yeah. And you're right. You put the strap on Piper, he makes it legit because he was a fighter, a scrapper.
Yeah.
You know. Well, excuse me. You mentioned something earlier about honorable mentions, and I said I couldn't think of anybody right before we went on.
Okay.
Just thought of one.
Oh.
Yeah. Another fighter, scrapper that can make a title legit.
Yeah.
William Regal himself.
William, I've seen on a lot of lists.
Number 7 on my list,
Yeah.
by the way. I created 10. I did overkill.
William Regal, to me, we can talk about it later.
Yeah.
Amazing worker, amazing psychologist in the ring.
Right.
But go to Piper.
Yeah.
Piper could pick a fight with a paper bag and make you love that paper bag so much because he hated
Just
it.
ask Bill Maher.
Yeah.
You know, in some of the stuff that when we talk about slowing stuff down,
yeah,
Piper could go like he just did, an 8-ball of Coke.
Yeah.
And look like you're sitting in your seat trying to break, or he could slow it down. One of his best lines is, I'm the type of guy that's going to throw you a rope when you're drowning, and I'm going to throw you both ends.
Just when you think you know all the answers, I change the question.
Yeah, so his
greatest freaking line in wrestling in my mind.
Yeah. He is a master of high-speed promo. He's a master of slowing it down.
This promo makes you go.
And the thing with Piper from that aspect is he had a comedy background.
Yeah.
So he had that timing.
Yeah.
we talk about timing and spacing. Timing and spacing, yes, between the ropes, but he also had timing and spacing with delivery of a promo.
Between the words.
Yeah.
To say it.
The words matter, but the moments between the words.
I know
you got to go, even his ability to go to commentary was so brilliant.
Yeah.
But my favorite part of Piper was his promos and telling that screaming, going back down, screaming, going back down.
Yeah.
And his ability when he was a heel, you hated him so much. You didn't care who came through that curtain. Just please shut this guy up. But on the other hand, when he was doing Piper's Pit, was it? Oh God, what's that guy's name? The smoker all the time, Morton something. And he had the fire suit. Oh, no more smoke in my face.
Yeah.
Over. And at that time, I was like, oh, please punch this motherfucker, Piper. Please punch him.
So, let me ask you this question. So we talk backstage politics and we talk about, why a certain guy didn't get a push.
Yeah.
Piper reached arguably the pinnacle, headlining WrestleManias with Hulk Hogan, etc.
Yep.
Was a main event superstar for a decade.
Yep.
In WWF, WWE, and WCW. He had opportunities in both companies. The common denominator is Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, right.
I mean, really,
Yeah.
if Hogan's not in WCW when he goes there, does he get that opportunity? Does he get a run?
I don't think so, because at that time he was at a latter part of his career, and I think they would have used him just to build talent. At that point in time, he was building talent.
Yeah.
Okay, see, and there's where I disagree. Was he building talent? Because he wasn't working with the younger guys. He wasn't working with the up and comers. Tell me one program he ran outside of Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. Notable program.
Well, he did the little thing with Goldust. We talked about that.
Yep.
Okay, but that was a fill-in at the last minute for Scott Hall.
But it still did. He still did it, and was brilliant with it. The thing about Piper is that he takes you on a roller coaster ride better than anybody. He got to the fucking top of the mountain. It's just the fact that Hulk Hogan grabbed the helicopter and took off with the belt.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Piper, you talk about top five, Piper's in your top five.
Okay.
Would Hogan be as huge as he was without Piper's feud all the time?
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, you need that counter to. And I think Jared makes a good point. Is the common denominators. This is just me speculating. Let me This is 100%. I haven't seen interviews saying as much. I think if the common denominator is Hogan, I think we all realize that Hogan, with his politics, probably realized how good Roddy was. So there's the answer to your question: is why didn't because if you ever put the belt on him, I don't know that it's ever coming off of him.
Because right.
Okay, so I agree with you, and I'm going to throw out another name just as kind of a little bit of an honorable mention that, as we're sitting here talking about it, checks all of these boxes and never got an opportunity. And I know we're talking about possibly doing a bracket to try to figure out whatever. I want to throw Arn Anderson in the ring.
He's one of them. I mean, he's a guy that I'd seen on the list.
We're doing top 10. I'd definitely put him in.
Yeah, I mean, he's the ultimate good hand, I guess is a way to put it. Like,
to me, he's an ultimate tag guy. Was he a good singles wrestler? Yes,
yeah.
He's a way better tag. And that'd be the reason I probably wouldn't put him on the title. You couldn't find. I mean, okay, we can do tag matches another day, tag partners, but Tully Blanchard and Arn, they
could both go individually too.
They could have, but I don't think they would have. I don't think they should have or could have reached the top. I think that U.S. Intercontinental, whatever other title they held back in the day, television title is a great championship title. I love it. I know that My buddy Gator ran a YouTube title because no one does TV anymore, so he did a YouTube title.
Yeah.
Devin Carter was the winner of that, and Devin Carter made that championship mean something.
That's simply
Kudos
delicious.
to Devin Carter.
Yeah.
But anyway, TV title to me was one of the amazing titles because you knew it would be defended every week. It had to be.
But that's my point. You're almost making my point for me. Is who was probably when you think the TV title?
Oh, I think of Arn Anderson.
You think of Arn Anderson. And why do you think of Arn Anderson? Because you could put anybody. That's a singles title for one.
Yep.
Not a tag title. And two, every week, and it's a different opponent, more or less every week. Every once in a while they'd run it back, or a 2 or 3 match series.
I would put Arn. I think you're getting really close. I don't think he's in the top 5, but I think you could make it. So if you go one, I think he's that one step down to where you go, who's the best mid-carder of all time, and that's another episode.
Wow.
But to me, Arn is a mid-carder singles. He's a he's a tag. To me, he's a mid-carder.
Do you know why? In my opinion,
why he's a mid-carder? Yeah. Go ahead.
Pigeon toed.
That could be
The Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
As much as the Four Horsemen built Arn Anderson who he was,
yeah,
it also brought him down because you could only have one on top, and he was with the best guy to ever be on top.
Right.
And it's like, then when Arn came to the WWE, he didn't come by himself. It was the Brainbusters. It was Tully Blanchard.
Right.
He wasn't much when he was a singles worker and had the TV title. He was part of the Horsemen. Flair was above him. You're not going to split them up.
Right.
So you can say what you want. Horseman. We already know the Horseman was. Well, we already know Horseman was number one faction.
Our number one faction on the episode.
Episode technical difficulty.
Episode 2.5.
So my point is you can't put him up in there because he was with the best, and the Four Horsemen dragged him down in that act, in that percentage, or
all right,
that perspective.
Sorry. We're gonna rewind the tape here a little bit, and I'm gonna argue with you.
Yes.
Okay.
So what she's saying is Jared really feels like being wrong.
No, because I'm going to use his own argument against him. Who was somebody who made it very high in our bracket for the show that has yet to see the light of day? Evolution. Arguably one of the greatest factions of all time. The best was on the top, in the faction on top. The point of the faction is to elevate everybody else.
Sure.
By that logic, Arn staying with Rick should have elevated him.
Elevate him to where? Rick has a title. Unless you're going to split him up, and then you have a big feud with Arn and Rick.
Okay.
It wasn't going to happen.
What if?
At that era, it wouldn't happen. People would not get behind Arn Anderson.
These debates I think are tough in the sense that I had this debate with my son about like Russell Wilson just retiring, right? And
that's too bad.
Yeah. So the debate is in the NFL, is he a Hall of Famer? Well, the point of the matter is
again.
The point is, are you talking about at some point in time you have to have tiers, right? I understand we want to like lump all these guys into like great territory. In my mind, Arn Anderson is a great mid-carder, not a main eventer. Let's move on.
But you're talking football, and you're talking about Mr. Unlimited.
Unlimited.
Shut the fuck up. You hear the door behind you?
Yeah.
You bring up Russell Wilson again, you're moving right out of it.
I am of the mindset. I'm of the mindset that he's not a Hall of Famer. That was my point.
Not a freaking chance.
Not a chance. But there's people that want to elevate him up there because you start to bleed all these.
I would have to go back and literally watch his performances rather than his personality. And the fact that he was a Steeler drives me fucking nuts.
Statistically,
but we're not here to talk football.
Right.
Let's talk about Arn Anderson. No, it's kidding. So here we go. Let's get back into wrestling here, guys.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Our number one. This has never happened before of our list.
No.
We've had the same person at well. Did we have all the same horsemen?
No, we did not.
Wasn't Horseman number one on everyone's list?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
No, there was one descending vote.
Okay. Doesn't matter. We'll go back to that.
But I think we all had Horseman as one, didn't we? Was I the one that didn't? Who did I have at one? NWO?
Uh-huh. Pretty
I
sure.
would say 1A, 1B with that. So I would say Horseman 1. I'm fine. I think we ended that
Yeah,
episode.
I think we
I
did.
don't check the audio, but
I think actually,
Yeah.
I think
We have any lip syncers out there.
I think when we,
Yeah.
I think we settled, we all by. I think if I wasn't number 1, I said let's just make him number 1.
Yeah.
I don't 1A, 1B. I don't care.
Sure. So number 1 is definitely Piper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Hands down.
and I think we could all probably agree because your number 2 is Scott Hall, my number 2 is Scott Hall, his number 3 is Scott Hall. I think you could put Scott Hall at number 2 and not really have much of an argument.
Probably not.
I mean, so you got Roddy, and you've got Hall at number 2. Number 3 was you had Dean Malenko.
Yeah.
You had Owen at 2 is where you had I had Owen at 5. So I think Owen has to fit in here somewhere, possibly.
I wouldn't mind putting Owen through. You guys made good arguments for him. I just think he was on his way there, but I would have no problem putting Owen up there.
Okay, so my debate, I know it's between 2 and 4, but since we've already eliminated Scott Hall, Owen over Jake.
Ooh. Or
so there's
or
your.
Kurt.
No, I
don't
between Owen and for third.
I'm just gonna say,
Owen
I
and
know,
Jake.
that's what I'm saying. How you gonna? I'll go the same argument I used earlier. How are you gonna call yourself perfect and not win a world title?
I've got perfect in my top 3. You've got perfect as 4.
I'm at
5. And then you
Personally, I would put.
Oh no, I don't.
You've got Ted at 5.
Yeah, I've got 10.
I would put perfect above Owen if we're
Ooh.
reiterating or redoing all this. I don't mind putting Owen at 4 if we're putting.
Would Jake at 3 be crazy? I'm just saying that because he has Jake at 4. I have Jake at 4.
I don't have Jake.
And you don't have Jake. So that's why I'm wondering.
How?
I don't know.
How?
I don't know. I'm a big Jake mark too.
Yeah.
Maybe just eliminate.
Okay. Let me ask you this question. Because right now it sounds like we're deciding between Owen and Jake at 3.
No, I'm perfect as 3. 100%. You can't put perfect above Owen.
I didn't even have perfect on my top 5.
That's because you're wrong.
No, I'm not.
Perfect. I have perfect at my 3 spot. You have him at your 4. Jared does not have him at all.
Right.
So
I
would put perfect at 3, Jake at 4, and I'll put Owen at 5.
Let me ask you this question.
That takes out Dean Malenko, which I still believe.
Okay, but let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking greatest to never win the world title, right? Okay. By default, then their job is to elevate the world title guy or certainly get them over, whatever the case might be.
Which they did rather well.
So, thank you for basically making my argument. If you had any pick the good guy, pick the face.
Yep.
And you've got to pick of those 3 to be your heel to push that face. Who are you picking?
Jake or Kurt. But I think Jake. That's why I said put Jake at 3.
Then he's 3.
I just said that.
So Jake.
I literally just said.
You said Kurt.
No, I put Jake at 3.
Okay.
Owen at 4, and then or no, maybe I don't know what I said. Rewind the fucking tape. Jake's at 3. I could put Kurt Hennig and Owen either at 4 or 5. It wouldn't matter to me because to me they're really about the same. Like I said, I've always will say Owen was on his way. He should have been, could have been, but beating a dead horse. Don't call yourself perfect. You can't win a world title.
So if Jake's 3, then we drop Owen in the 4 spot.
I'm okay with that.
And then you take, and then at number 5 is perfect.
That's where I'd put him. Who else you got? Something's on your mind. Speak there, big boy.
No, it's like, okay, we've thrown out a few crazy ones. I threw out Arn Anderson. You threw out William Regal. You know,
actually, so if it comes down to Jared's vote, our top 4 is your top 4, Jared. The only guy because we've got Jake, Hall, Owen, and Roddy, and we've got Roddy, Hall, Jake, and Owen. So really, the debate is it who's going in? Is it like Ted or perfect? That's really the common now guy. Is it Ted? Ted DiBiase or Mr. Perfect in that 5 spot.
100% perfect on that one to me because he belongs in there. Not to say that Ted doesn't have a good argument, but Ted DiBiase to me.
So let's put it on
always a
Chef.
mid-carder.
Let's put it on Chef because you'll say Owen.
Yeah, Ted
Perfect's my 3.
No, perfect. Sorry, excuse me. You'll say perfect. I'm saying Ted.
How would you put Ted in front of perfect? Ted was a mid-carder at best. He was good, not great.
Okay. So
take the gimmick away. If you take the $1 million gimmick away, you don't have Ted DiBiase at all in this list.
That's a good point. And I love Ted.
All right. You know what? Okay. You know what? That swayed me. Honestly, that very simple argument.
I didn't equate that till you said. I almost went DiBiase.
I'm not saying he wasn't great. I'm not saying that you didn't turn on your TV to see him. It's just. How many times do I say this? Don't call yourself perfect and not put a heavyweight title on you. Don't put yourself as Bobby the Brain Heenan and not put a heavyweight title on you. I think Mr. Perfect. The other thing is, okay, using the bottleneck thing, there's only so many guys to get to the top, right? I get that.
Right.
But I think Perfect deserved, it should have been a champion somewhere, and he would have made that title absolutely perfect.
Oof. Goddamn right.
Yeah. When you heard that, absolutely perfect. It's just,
yeah.
So, there you go. That's enough.
So, is it safe to say we're going to go, and I think Ted is, nipping at Perfect's heels here.
5.1.
Yeah, you've got, but our top 5 is, and I like this top 5. I think it's damn near perfect. Is Mr. Perfect, Owen, Jake, Scott Hall, and Rowdy Piper.
You know what's hilarious about this? Okay, I know you guys didn't get to see this beforehand, but the graphic that's on screen right now, list all 6 of those individuals again. One at a time.
In any order? Or just
in any order.
So Roddy
on the graphic.
Hall
on the graphic.
Jake
on the graphic. In order, by the way.
Owen
on the graphic.
Mr. Perfect
on the graphic.
And Ted DiBiase
on the graphic.
There we go.
See?
That's
now they all know this is scripted. No, just kidding.
It's not It's not fake. It's predetermined. It's a predetermined podcast.
Good.
No, I think that's great. So we've got that sewed up. Kind of to wind things down. We'll look at next episode, but we do have a Magic 8 Ball. Still in the house.
Oh yeah, we do. But let's just be honest. Jared put that graphic up after this was done.
I did not. Because they don't know. This is being edited on the fly live.
So we're going to have to come up with a question for the Magic 8 Ball.
And this is episode
3. So it's you, actually. You've got your own question.
No, I don't do questions. We'll go back to you because episode 3 didn't matter last time.
Yeah. So episode 3, 2.5, scrapped. I think we had a weather. Isn't it appropriate that episode got scrapped when the 8 Ball gave us it must have just the juju must have been off.
It was a storm.
It was literally the storm. So let's do a Magic 8 Ball question of next episode. Should we implement a guest host with us 3 for episode 4? Should we bring in a guest host for episode number 4?
Concentrate and ask again.
Oh.
Look deep in that freaking camera, god dang it.
Should Marks and Remarks invite, let's get specific, a pro wrestling Storm talent on as our guest for the next episode? Magic 8 Ball, what says you?
It spins and it says it is certain.
It sounds like it's in the cards.
Now, the only thing that we plan ahead of time is what we might talk about. Yeah. I think we already know where we're going with this.
Yeah.
And I think we already know who we should invite then.
We'll
talk about that off camera.
I'm clueless.
Stay tuned. Wait. Can you say that again while you're on camera?
I'm clueless.
Shane,
because
he said it.
Selectively clueless, Shane. So we've got our top 5 to burn it down the list real quick. Rowdy Piper taking our 1 spot. Scott Hall at number 2. Jake the Snake Roberts at number 3. Owen Hart at number 4, and Mr. Perfect at number 5. Guys, is there anything else before we head out? Pro Wrestling Storm wise, you guys want to promote?
Hey, Pro Wrestling Storm, come see us July 11th, Wild Hogs, Walford, Iowa.
Iowa.
And July 18th, Anamosa, Iowa.
Oh yeah, 2 huge shows.
2 huge shows back to back. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
2 big. If you guys are in the Cedar Rapids area, go to prowrestlingstorm.com. Like, subscribe on YouTube, Marks and Remarks Podcast. Spotify, you can check us out there. Go ahead, subscribe there. We'll have the episode up Thursday at noon.
Every Thursday, noon Central.
Every Thursday, noon Central. Comment in the comment section if you guys have any email questions. We've got our email posted. It's been a great episode. This is kind of a new format.
Hey, comment down below. Tell everybody how much you think I'm right.
If you guys like the graphics, go ahead and comment. Jared did a great job getting this new graphics, so the format looks a little bit different. If there's anything that we can do to kind of switch things up a little bit.
Let us know if you like it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you hate it, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. If you like it, let us know. If you hate it, keep it to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they said.
Be nice. So episode number 3 out the door. Marks and Remarks.
Right.
Only. We got a post.
Yeah, hold on. Let me,
Peace, love, and wrestling.
Let me bring this up here. Obviously, we can't do it on camera, so gentlemen,
Cheers.
cheers.
Marks and Remarks, the only wrestling podcast where Mark is not a 4-letter word. See you next time.